Hey everybody, and welcome back for another video. Today's video is something very exciting. If you had seen the video before where I did my birthday shoutouts, I mentioned that I got a book for my birthday called Star Wars Dark Legends. So what this book is it's kind of like scary stories, but in the world of Star Wars. So we're used to like sci-fi and action and everything, but this takes that world and puts a horror twist on it. So since this is kind of a horror book, let's set the mood here a second. Okay, now we're all set for talking about the story here. So the first story in this book is called The Orphanage. Some of the things that have been going on around the orphanage is that it's been said that there have been some kids that have been coming up missing from the orphanage. Now the adults, they kind of think that, the kids are just running away. But the kids feel like there's something a little bit different here. So one of the kids named Elish that lives in the orphanage, while Elish is at the orphanage, she has this friend. His name is Samil. And one night when all the kids were sleeping, all the adults were away, there was a scream at night. And Elish woke up really quickly. And everybody was looking around for all the kids, and they noticed that Samil was gone. And Elish could have sworn that she had heard the scream from Samil. So the next morning, there was a group that went out on a search and rescue, and they came back with nothing. They said Samil has probably ran off, gone to the next town over. Samil was gone. And Elish was very, very surprised. She was shocked. She didn't want to believe that her friend was gone. One thing in particular with her friendship with Samil and Elish had this connection where they can kind of feel when one of them is around. And Elish couldn't really feel that anymore. She kind of lost connection to Samil. So another night came around and Elish woke up in the middle of the night and she saw this pale creature standing over the bed of one of her friend named Jafar. And Elish wanted to get up and help Jafar and alert her friend, but she was frozen. She was frozen in fear. So Elish just had to stare at this pale creature known as the Phantom stare her down as it turns its head and stares right back with a wicked smile. And although Elish really wanted to be able to move and help her friend, she couldn't. Elish had to watch her friend get taken away by this phantom creature. And before the Phantom left, it stared one more time at Elish, grinned, and leapt out the window. The lights turned on, and the adults arrived, but they were too late. Another child had been taken. Not too long after that night, Elish kept wondering and wondering, how can I combat this creature, this scary, pale creature that comes at night and kidnaps the kids of the orphanage? And the answer to her question came very soon. One day when a shipment of orphans had come in and some of the orphans from the orphanage had left because they had found families, there was another person that got off the ship, and her name was Kira. Kira was kind of like in these robes, and she had this weapon at her side, and Elish kind of recognized her to be a Jedi. Now, she knew the Jedi were kind of in hiding at this time because of the Great Purge. But Elish decided, hey, I bet that person can help me. So another night comes around, and Elish is thinking, I am ready. I am ready for the Phantom when he arrives. And when Elish woke up that night, she opened her eyes, and right there in her face was the Phantom. With a grin on his face, she knew this was her chance. Elish found herself unable to move, just like before. And the phantom got up close to her ear and said, "The force is strong with you, young one." And as this happened, Kira busted into the room and was ready to take on the phantom. The phantom took Elish out the window and jumped, and Kira followed behind. Now the phantom let go of Elish as he turned to look to Kira and said to her, "Kira, I am surprised you survived the purge." And before Elish knew it, there was these blazing lights that were flashing, and what she determined were lightsabers. These two were fighting back and forth, and eventually the phantom knocked away the lightsaber of Kira. The phantom had Kira pinned, so Elish thought there's only one way for Kira to survive. So Elish bravely goes over and gets the lightsaber to Kira. And Kira catches the phantom off guard and force pushes him into a wall, and a bunch of ruins crumbled over him, and there was a big dusting. Elish went over to see if Kira was okay, and they made sure that each other was okay. But when they went to the rubble, the phantom was gone. Nowhere to be found. So they had avoided the phantom this night. It said the phantom did not return to the orphanage for a very, very long time. He's said to be traveling amongst the planets, looking for others that are strong with the Force. He's lurking. He's stalking. He's taking.